implementing a scorecard changes everything. It takes you from reactive to proactive, from chaos to clarity, from guessing to guiding. If you're ready to start, here are 3 simple steps. Number 1, pick 3 numbers that matter most to your business right now. Number 2, review them weekly, even when the numbers are uncomfortable and hard. Number 3, let those numbers drive at least one concrete decision every single month. Do those 3 things and you will feel a tangible shift in your business, I promise. Welcome to the Entrepreneur's Blueprint. I'm Courtney Cook, founder of Monarch COO, where I help mission-driven entrepreneurs grow their businesses. Each week, I sit down with inspiring entrepreneurs to explore the stories behind their successes and challenges. Whether you're just dreaming of starting a business or already building one, this podcast is here to show you that entrepreneurship is more attainable than it might seem, with insights for every stage of the journey. Let's dive in to today's conversation and see what it takes to build a business. Welcome back to the Entrepreneur's Blueprint. I'm your host, Courtney Cook, and today I want to talk about one of the most powerful tools you can put in place for your business. It's called a scorecard. Now, when I say scorecard, I don't mean something complicated or reserved for big corporations. A scorecard is simply a way of tracking the numbers that actually matter in your business all in one place. And here's why it matters. Without a scorecard, you're basically guessing. With one, you gain clarity, alignment, and confidence. In this episode, we're going to cover what it feels like before you're tracking your numbers, what to measure first and why, the tough truths your scorecard might reveal, and how everything changes once you start using it to guide your decisions. So let's start with a question. What does it feel like right now when you're making decisions in your business? Picture this, you're running your business and every week feels like a roller coaster. One week, sales are up and you're celebrating. The next week, sales dip and you're immediately in panic mode, wondering if you should launch a new promotion, cut expenses, or just double down on marketing. Without a scorecard, every decision is based on gut feel, emotion, or urgency, and that's exhausting. What if you've been buying inventory based on instinct instead of looking at actual sell-through rates? That might mean you've tied up thousands of dollars in product that just sits on the shelf. Or what if you're underbuying because you're nervous about cash and then you sell out too quickly, missing out on thousands of dollars in potential sales? What if you're spending money on ads, but you've never actually looked at the numbers to see if they're profitable? Or what if your customer support team is drowning in tickets, but you've never measured average response time? Customers might be waiting days for help and you wouldn't even know until complaints pile up. That's what life looks like without a scorecard. You're working hard, but you don't actually know what's working. Does that sound familiar? Do you feel like sometimes you're flying blind in your own business? So, what does a scorecard actually look like? Here's the first principle. A scorecard isn't just for you as the founder. Every department needs their own numbers to bring to the table. Why? Because when everyone has KPIs, everyone has ownership. Think about it. Marketing isn't just busy posting. They're responsible for reach, engagement, and conversion. Product development isn't just brainstorming. They're measured by whether projects are hitting deadlines. Customer support isn't just answering emails. They're accountable for how quickly and effectively they respond. Let me walk through some best practices, department by department. For e-commerce, we have revenue, sessions, conversion rate, orders, and average order value. These tell you if people are coming to your site, if they're buying, and if each order is worth enough to support the growth. For email, we have revenue generated, number of emails sent, campaigns sent, open rate, clicks, net subscribers. Email often has the highest ROI of any channel. These numbers show you if you're reaching people, if they're engaging, and if your list is growing or shrinking. For social, we have accounts reached, accounts engaged, and total followers. Followers alone don't tell the story. Reach shows how many new people see you. Engagement tells you if your content actually connects. For paid media, we have CAC, click-through rate, CPC, ROAS, LTV. These protect your ad dollars. CAC shows if you can afford to keep buying customers this way. ROAS tells you if your ads are profitable. And there's some nuggets, there's some, caveats I would say for all of this. LTV reminds you to think about the long game, not just the first purchase. For customer support, we have replacements, number of tickets, and average response time. Customers don't remember how many times they emailed you. They remember how quickly and how kindly you solved their problem. Tracking response times protects your reputation. For product development, we have the timeline. Launch dates matter. A late product isn't just frustrating, it costs you sales and hurts trust. Not to mention the trust of your marketing team. The marketing team needs to be able to trust the product development team on timelines. They really need to work together on that. Here's the best practice. Don't track everything at once. Start with a handful of numbers that will give you the most clarity right now. Then expand as your team matures. So, if you were to set up your scorecard today, which of those numbers would you start with? What would give you the clearest picture of your business health right now? Feel free to pause this episode and just kind of take some time to think. So, now the tough truths about the numbers. Here's where it gets real. Once you start looking at a scorecard, the numbers don't always tell you what you want to hear. What if you realized your best selling product was actually your least profitable once you factored in costs, shipping, and returns? Would you keep selling it? What if you saw that your ad spend was costing you more to acquire customers than you made from their first order? Would you keep running those ads? What if you noticed your sales always dip at the same time every single year, but you've never planned for it? Could you create a strategy for that slow season instead of it being blindsided every year? Looking at those numbers honestly can sting. But here's the truth, your scorecard isn't judging you, it's simply giving you clarity, and clarity is power. Think about your own business. If you knew the truth about which products, ads, or campaigns were profitable and which weren't, how would that change your next decision? Once you have the numbers in front of you, decision making changes dramatically. Instead of asking, what feels right? You can ask, what does the scorecard tell us? What if your conversion rate is low? That points you to your website experience. What if your CAC is too high? That tells you need to adjust your ad strategy. What if your customer support tickets are spiking? That's a signal to dig deeper into product quality or communication. Suddenly, you're no longer debating opinions, you're acting on facts. And here's where it gets even better. Your team starts to align. Everyone is rowing in the same direction because everyone has a number they're responsible for. There's no more celebrating likes on social if they don't translate into sales. There's no more launching products without considering margin. The best practice is to review your scorecard consistently. Weekly is best for most numbers, monthly for bigger picture trends, and then build it into your team rhythm so that it becomes a habit, not a one time project. Can you imagine how different your leadership meetings would feel if everyone came in with their numbers ready? How much more confident would you feel as a leader? So here's the bottom line, implementing a scorecard changes everything. It takes you from reactive to proactive, from chaos to clarity, from guessing to guiding. If you're ready to start, here are 3 simple steps. Number 1, pick 3 numbers that matter most to your business right now. Number 2, review them weekly, even when the numbers are uncomfortable and hard. Number 3, let those numbers drive at least one concrete decision every single month. Do those 3 things and you will feel a tangible shift in your business, I promise. And if you're wondering which KPIs to start with, I've created a free guide to walk you through the most important ones I recommend for e-commerce businesses. It's designed to give you clarity on what to track and why, so you're not wasting time on numbers that don't matter. You can grab it for free at the link in the episode notes, and it'll provide a spot for your name and your email, and it'll be sent to you directly. So let me ask you, what's the first KPI you're going to add to your scorecard? I'd love to hear it. Send me a message on LinkedIn or Instagram, or leave me a review to share your answer. I would love to know what's on your mind. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Entrepreneur's Blueprint. Until next time, keep building, keep dreaming, and keep going. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Entrepreneur's Blueprint. I hope you found inspiration and insights to fuel your entrepreneurial journey. If you're looking for support in building or scaling your business profitably, visit my website or send me an email to learn more about how I help mission-driven businesses become more profitable, proactive, and efficient. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to leave a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It really helps other entrepreneurs discover the show, and it would mean so much to me as well. Until next time, keep building, keep dreaming, and keep going.